What is up, ladies and gentlemen of the Lojo.fishing fam? Hope you guys are having a great day today. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different on my video, but a lot of you guys have been asking me questions about braided line and what kind of just line I like to use in particular, and asking me to do comparisons between this line and that line. And as you guys also know, on my channel I've been doing a lot of the cheapest things, like going to Walmart and buying the cheapest lure, going to a store and buying the cheapest rod and reel combo, all that good stuff. Well, decided to go on Amazon and look for the most inexpensive braided fishing line out there. And I ended up finding a lot of different companies that offer cheap braid, and they claim that they're quality stuff. But two of the main companies that I came across that had very similar products were Nordtale and KastKing. They both make a braided line that's very similar, both in price point and in quality, but we just don't know about the quality yet. So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing today, is comparing the two lines, Nordtale and KastKing. Nordtale is actually the cheaper of the line, so if we're going to say one is cheaper, the Nordtale definitely is. But what we're going to do, basically, I'm going to take one combo, a Lose Speed Stick combo. I'm going to spool it up with each of the lines, the exact same size line and everything. We're going to tie the same lure on there. We're going to judge these lines on three different things: castability, smoothness and how loud it is coming through the guides, and durability. Now, I know there are a lot of other factors when it comes to braided line, but those are the three main factors that I look for in a good braided fishing line. Also, guys, stay tuned till the end of the video, because I have several spools of Nordtale line that I'm going to be giving away to you guys. So if you're somebody who uses braided line a lot, I got a lot for you guys. I got a few hundred yards of different color and size of braided line, courtesy of Nordtale. So let's get this comparison underway. Guys, I'm going to be comparing the 50-pound braid of each. So we got 50-pound Nordtale Lute, and we got 50-pound KastKing Super Power. So just to make things, completely fair. And why 50-pound? That's because that's the size that I use most of the time whenever I'm dealing with braided applications. I use about 50 pounds just 99% of the time. Let's get spooled all the way up. They're both in the moss green color too, so we've got the same color even, just to make things 100% fair. All right, so we got a nice full spool right there. And what other lure would we use for a challenge like this than a whopper plopper? It's a nice heavy lure, gonna allow us to really put the castability of this braid to the test, see what kind of casting distance we can get. And if we're lucky, we might get a giant bite from a giant bass and see what kind of durability this thing has. Gonna use the same knot, Palomar knot. It's what I use with pretty much everything. We're gonna make sure everything is the same when we test these two braids, just to make sure that one doesn't have a clear advantage over the other, because this is a 100% unbiased review, gosh darn it, because I don't care who wins. I just want to find some good braid that's not really expensive. All right, so let's get my reel settings where they need to be. You want the lure to fall kind of slow. All right, that looks pretty good. We'll turn the brakes up to start with, just to make sure. We got some wind, but it's kind of coming laterally across me. It's not really in my face. So let's make our first cast. All right, no problems with the first cast. Got some pretty decent distance, but we're gonna open these brakes up quite a bit and really get some distance a little bit later. Smoothness is something we're gonna have to kind of judge throughout the competition. How much noise does it make when you reel with it? How smooth does it come through the line guides? All that good stuff. And 50-pound braid is gonna be pretty noisy, no matter, how smooth it is, just because that's really big line. This line is fairly smooth so far, so we opened up the brakes quite a bit. Let's make another cast, see if we can get some more distance. Oh yeah, and we got way more distance that time. You guys can see how much of the spool we're actually casting off. So castability definitely feels good right now for the Nordtale line. All right, let's back the brakes off even more and really kind of push this to the limit. Woo, and that one got a little squirrely on the cast. That's probably as far as we can go with the brakes. But we're getting a solid cast out there for sure. According to both of these companies' Amazon stores, okay? So when we're looking at 50-pound braid, the Nordtale is actually smaller diameter according to their website. They're 0.33 diameter, and opposed to the 0.40 for the KastKing. So that's definitely one advantage the Nordtale has, is a little bit smaller diameter. Now it's not a huge difference, but you guys know if you've ever fished with real heavy braid, that smaller the diameter, the better. I mean, 9 times out of 10. All right, now we're going to cast directly into the wind and really see how it does. Wow, very good. Cast it into the wind, no problem. I mean, our brakes are almost turned off, so that's castability is very, very good so far. I don't know if you guys can hear that as I'm retrieving it. Maybe you guys can hear that. That's basically just the sound of the line, the rough line coming onto the reel, coming through the line guides. And there is no completely silent braid, but as far as smoothness and loudness go, you know, we want that to be as quiet as possible. But there is no such thing as just silent braid, that's a fact. Let's try casting with the wind to our back, see how far we can chuck this thing. Oh yeah, and we casted almost the entire spool off. So that's pretty cool. It's a nice long cast. We're about to test the durability of this line because I'm about to drag this whopper plopper right through some lily pads on accident. Wow, really good castability from the Nordtale so far. Really, 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 really good. I can't remember the brand of the braid that I had on this reel before that. It might have been Daiwa braid or something, but this is already casting about 3 or 4 times better than whatever braid that I had on there before. I can tell you that just without a doubt. Let's walk over here and get the wind to our back. That way you guys can maybe hear me a little bit better. So there's not as much wind in your ear canal. Yeah, it's much nicer over here. Now I know I could cast this thing, yeah, easily. I just cast it to the other side of the pond onto the land over there. I mean, effortlessly. And that typically means that's a good casting line right there whenever I can get that kind of distance over here. All right, so we've been fishing about 30 minutes. Castability has been just excellent. I give castability a solid A. You know, it's hard to get an A+ for me because I'm a pretty tough critic, but it's got an A, like, for sure, all day. Smoothness and loudness and noise, I'm going to give it a B+. And like I said earlier, there's no such thing as just completely quiet braided line. But can you guys hear that? I'm going to stop talking. Listen to this. You know, that's just a little bit of noise. You know, it does make some noise coming through the line guides. But definitely not the loudest braid that I've ever heard. I've heard much louder braid than this. But, you know, when you retrieve it, it does have has a little bit of noise. So I'm going to give that a solid B+, which is really not bad at all for braided line. Especially, you know, we're talking about some very inexpensive braided line here too. So the grades so far on the Nordtale have been very, very surprising and good. See if we can cast this thing directly into that brush pile, give the durability one final test. And there we go, we are in the brush pile. As you guys can see, if you look at my rod, I mean, we are in there right now. So I'm gonna try to rip this thing loose, see how this line holds, see if it can pull my whopper plopper free without breaking. Oh man, it's in there good too. Yes, got it through. Very nice. Okay, Nordtale, I see you. So we'll give the durability and the strength a solid B+ right now as well, for now. Because like I said, durability is not something that you can really, truly test, you know, on the spot like this. It takes time, but we'll give them a solid B+ right now. let's switch it up, get some KastKing Superpower, same thing, 50-pound braid on there, see how it stacks up. All right, got a nice full spool there. All right, let's redo my settings on my reel just to make sure everything's good. All right, so I got my settings all kind of starting off like I did with the other line. Let's make our first cast. Okay, pretty good casting distance. Okay, it's casting pretty well. I do like the color of this KastKing a little bit better. They're both supposed to be moss green. This one's a little bit darker of color though, and I always like the darker colored braid, mostly because I fish a lot of dirty water, so I like that darker color braid. All right, let's switch back over here to where you guys can hear me. That wind is starting to really gust up. Now you guys can hear the noise really well. You hear that noise? Don't mind me just dragging it through these lily pads, really testing that durability. Look at that, guys. I mean, I'm pulling with everything I got and the line will not break. That's good though. It's a good sign. Oh man, it's stuck good. All right, that was a really good durability test right there, because that sucker was stuck. Whoa! And then I get a backlash because of it. Well, it's my first backlash of the day. So there's that. I'm going to go ahead and give the castability for this line an A, just like I did the first line. But I am going to dock it. Instead of a B+ for the smoothness, I'm going to have to give it a B. I mean, listen to that. It's like a chainsaw going right there. It's a little bit less smooth, a little bit noisier, so I am going to have to dock it a B for that. But like I said, you know, you've got the difference in the line size. You've got the diameters a little bit bigger with the KastKing, and that's directly leading to why that's happening. Let's make our cast into the brush pile. We're in that brush pile this time. Let's get nice and stuck so I can show you guys I'm stuck. All right, check out the rod. Boom. We are stuck in that brush pile. And the reason why I like testing the durability of braided line like this is because this is something that's going to happen when you're out fishing. You're going to get stuck. And here I am stuck. Look, I'm pulling as hard as I can right here against the rod. Oh, line's not breaking. There we go, boom, yanked it out. So very nice. So we'll give durability of this line, I have to give it a B+, just like I did with the Nordtale, because we're just gonna have to see over time what these lines can do durability wise. Love to go like flipping some heavy brush. That'd be a great way to test both of them, but I don't really have a way of doing that today. All right guys, so there you have it. We started with two of the most inexpensive braided fishing lines on Amazon, and we put them through a very fair but rigorous test. I made about 50 casts with each one. Only got one bird's nest, and that was on the KastKing, but that may have been because I was snagged a moment earlier and the line got real tight, but we don't really know. So to review the grades and castability, both lines received an A. Okay, that's good, because I was getting to the point where if I was casting with the wind at my back, I could cast the entire spool of 50-pound braid off. So that's good. It doesn't get much better than that. Now, where there was some separation between the two was in the smoothness, with the loudness of it. The Nordtale line got a B+, and the KastKing line got a B. Wasn't a huge separation there, but there was a difference. And then finally, the durability, the very limited durability tests that we could perform on these braided lines, they both performed pretty well. Gave them both a B+. So the Nordtale graded out a little bit better, but here's the real difference right here. So for these two spools of line, the two 50-pound moss green, the real difference is the Nordtale line is $3 cheaper for that same spool. So that's a big deal, guys. For me, you know, as a budget fisherman, somebody who likes to fish with very, not cheap stuff, but inexpensive stuff that still performs at a high level. That $3 price difference, that's a huge, huge win for me on the Nordtale side. So the people at Nordtale found out that I was going to be doing a comparison video for them, so they were nice enough to provide me with four spools, I should say, of braided line. We got some 8-pound in here, some 25-pound, different colors, white, blue, black, green. So I'm going to be giving away all of this line right here to one of you lucky subscribers of Lojo Fishing Fam. All you have to do to enter to win this giveaway, it's 100% free, is like this video. That means hit the thumbs up button. Comment something down below, anything you want. If you've had any experience with any of this line before, definitely get in that comment section and drop some knowledge on us. Drop your experience, how your experience was. 3, be subscribed to my channel with the bell notification turned on. The subscribe button's a little red button below the video. And finally, guys, I'm going to put a link to Nordtale's Amazon store right at the top of the description. Click on that link, go check out the store. You don't have to buy anything, but just go check out what they have. They also have some really cool looking bags, like backpacks, tackle bags, that I'm going to be using real soon, because there's some really sick looking bags on there. But they sell this braided line at a very reduced cost, and as you guys saw, it performs very well. So once you've done all of those steps, you just wait until my next upload and I will announce the winner. In the description, it'll say Nordtale braided line giveaway winner or something like that. So a big shout out to Nordtale for supplying that line for the giveaway. Big shout out to KastKing for making some pretty good braided line. Honestly, guys, I would use either one of these lines, but since the Nordtale is cheaper, I mean, there's just no reason not to use it. I mean, that's just how I feel about it. Guys, if you think I could have made this comparison, you know, better in any way, make sure you let me know, and maybe I'll do another one. Maybe I'll do another braided line comparison if you guys want to see it. Or honestly, guys, I'll compare any two products. You just let me know what you want to see, and you know I'm going to do my best to give you guys what you want. Thank you guys for being the best subscribers on YouTube. Thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. Guys, I'm getting out of here, on to the next fishing adventure. Fist bump, I'm out.